everyone. I'm Palidore. This is VRML. Thanks for joining me here today as we hopefully get started on this stream pretty soon. As we can see, though, the ping not so very good here for one of these teams. Say Inky. Uh-oh. That is a very stinky ping. 720, 360, no scope. We're trying to go and start off this stream soon. We have 3 matches in this block. We'll wait a couple minutes here, but as is kind of the case with a lot of these matches up, when we have multiple matches up in the stream block, can't wait overly long before we would have to skip said stream, just as consideration to the teams ahead, mainly. So teams, of course, are allotted 15 minutes past the start time, up to that, in order to get going. And depending on the context, you know, usually if it's a single stream, I'm willing to wait the whole 15. But when we have, you know, a couple in a row, makes it a little bit tougher. So hopefully they get their player back soon. I know one of their players is just resetting, I think, Wi-Fi or something of the sort I was hearing, and then the other player with it ping issues. So I'm hoping they get back. I don't wanna have to skip. I wanna cast these teams. But anyway. We'll see if they get him back here. I'll give a couple minutes of time allotted, at least, on my end of things. But yeah, there will be, assuming this one does get started, we do have 3 matches on this particular block, which is to say Meta versus Fierce Kittens. Oh, there's a 4th. There we go. We have Technique versus Invictus following this, and then the Irregulars versus Ice Cold. All up in a row, back to back to back. So. Hopefully get all those settled in soon. But yeah, we do have the 4th player here, so that's good news. I'm not sure about how the ping's faring currently, but in any case, we'll see. Still not too ideal, unfortunately. Now, we'll see. Granted, maybe it's just a spike. I'm not quite sure. Inky's ping is back down to normal, but now a couple of the other players there have kind of abnormal ping. So, interesting to note. But nonetheless, up to kind of them what they do. You know, they have 15 minutes past start time, so it's kind of their choice. But and there we go. So normalized ping now, so might have just been a momentary issue. Hopefully things are good there. But yes, hello everyone there in the Twitch chat. See Lil Red Wolf, K Blob, Mr. Nate Bro, Mr. Orange, Vacant Ace? Is that? Yeah, Vacant Ace. There you go. I got that. Welcome to the stream. Also, Snipe Time. I think that covers everybody. Thank you for joining me here at Stream Time, Snipe Time. And it's the right time to get some games going. Maybe. Alright, so for these 2 teams here, we have Meta. As you can see, running with that roster of, well, the full roster would be Rise, Jake, Caden, Sean Money, The Boss Plays, and Wentel. Over on Fierce Kitten's side, it's Sugar Fluff, Ben Crazier, Inky Potato, and Deadshot for that full roster. So filling it up here, those 5- and 6-man rosters we're seeing a lot in the league. And round 1, we're about to see start off. So here we go. All right. Glad we were able to get this going. Welcome to the final day of week 2 of season 2. Of course, plenty more weeks to go. 10 regular weeks regular season weeks, and also a couple weeks of playoffs postseason. So going right up until just about the end of September here, and the grand scope of things, still kind of the beginning, as we do begin this match. So these 2 teams looking for their boosts. Some nice leeches coming from all sides of the floor, but there first it's Wentel right through the 2 defenders. Leached onto them for those stacks and still managed to come away with the victory in terms of, well, that 1 score at least, and that's a small victory. Get enough of those and you'll have yourself a big victory, because math. Vacant Day saying thanks for the cast. And from Phoenix, there you go, another Phoenician. Interesting, for the first few years of Echo, right up until Quest Beta, there were next to none in terms of players that I knew who actually were from Arizona or played in Arizona at all. I was, as far as I knew, the only one. Now, in the last few months, I've seen a good handful of people from Arizona playing Echo, so good to see. I'm not the lone person suffering in this heat. So punches there from Inky on Wentel as Novus moves it up the floor. It's going to take a bounce right back to the hands of Wentel perhaps, but just off of the mark. So grabbed here at the mid lane. Novus just checking behind him, trying to spread the floor now. His teammates are now going to be cut off there by the brawls from Caden. All the meanwhile cut off yet again. So very nice brawling coming through. And aggression here from Meta on the blue side. Meanwhile, though, for Orange, for Fierce Kittens, trying to work it in for their first goal of this game a couple minutes in. So at the bottom corner here, yet again the punches coming through. There's the immediate throw and looking for those boosts for both teams, but unable to really gather them and get those regrabs going, but still kind of redirecting eventually. Inky coming away with that one and trying to work this one up before the defense just kind of positioned there inside the bubble. Minus Wentel, the lone ranger there from blue side, was the one who managed to cause a turnover. Meanwhile, his teammates just awaiting the bubble and now prepared on the stack. So there's Caden having it stolen and stunned right there. So very nice job. Right back at him. Novus and Inky having it stolen here from Wentel. Wentel, but no, will not go there because Ben will get the crazy grab indeed. And over to the cloud area as it goes to Wentel's hands again. Seems to have a nose for the disc, doesn't he? Oh, vacant ace from Team Phoenix. Of course. Over here, Jake with the score right off the back. 4 points. I should have known better than to think that someone was crazy enough to live here in my state. I take it all back. Take it all back. But yes, from Team Phoenix. That makes a lot more sense. Casted them earlier. Although that being said, there are some people. There are some people who do live here. Just maybe one less than I thought 2 minutes ago. So, my bad. Not yours. It's mine. Over here, though, Novus and Ben trying to chase that disc, but Caden is there with Wentel as well as Jake trying to cause some turnover. They do so pretty successfully. The light boost coming through from Jake, and he's kind of all alone there in the front line. As the back line just tries to finally recover, and they do. So very nice regrabs coming in from Inky and Sugar Fluff. That said, Novus does get the disc here, trying to work it up the floor. Ben on the opposite side of the floor. And now to the mid lane, where it'll be retained by Novus. And Novus getting stunned, being punched in his nose. This, as it goes over here, that pass does miss and goes back to the goalie, and Sugar Fluff trying to roll it outside. Back to the mid lane where Caden just awaits it. So Caden outstretched arms there, trying to get it underneath the defender approaching. Back into Caden's hands though, yet again, and trying to reset and find some of that stability if they can, but the stability just dislodged by Novus, making some plays and trying to evade the defender here as they both approach the disc. And eventually splitting off though back into the bubble, allowing Novus to retain. Novus going for a pass right to the boot, but getting booted out of there by Jake. So as Novus goes for that pass to Ben, Ben gets it in. And Ben K gets that first 2-point goal here for the side of Fierce Kittens. Little Red Wolf saying, you're from Arizona, but you don't live there. See, the smart ones do just that. They are brought onto this earth, and they say, this ain't right, and then they leave. Except for me. I'm just here. Melting. I'm melting. Caden with a disc, however, is going to be stunned out here by Novus. All over that aggression on the front line, over to the midfield there. Bow tie up to the shoulder now. Jake trying for the one-on-one drive, but will be ricocheted back to the wedge where it's tapped out by Novus, and now once again the boost coming through, but great job by Caden doing some denials there on the brawls. Trying again. Caden doing great work there for sure to delay. That said, Novus here and Inky trying to make a play. They got that 2-on-2 at goal, turning into a 1-on-1. Cannot get it done. And very, very nice save there from Reese on that one. Going for the stun as well. That was some great defense. Great defensive stand for sure. Now, all the meanwhile up top, another 2-on-1 opportunity. The goalie finally retreating, however, so all kinds of aggression and disarray unfolding here. Great catch from Novus. Novus needs to get rid of that because the defense is nearby, and he knows this, but stolen by said defense. There's Caden, the grab, the clear, and now once more the boost being stopped in the tunnel. Big train full of players just being beat up a bit with all those brawls. So instead, Caden eventually retrieving and trying to let a shot loose, but couldn't convert on that one. So close game here, and an anchor shot will be saved out by a defensive anchor in Sugar Fluff. Might be sugary, might be fluffy, but make no mistake, that defense is iron. Now over here onto the other side. Trying to use an iron to maybe flatten this curve here and maybe take a lead with that shot, if just barely missing. So instead, Caden retrieving and sending a clear right through the mid lane again. And the mobility continuing from these teams, trying to get their stacks together, trying to get the speed together, trying to not clump up together, though, at the same time. There's definitely a lot of brawls at play in this round, and just trying to make up for it here now, and maybe get the disc back for Meta. Unable to do so really until that eventually goes into the tunnel. Now they're going to back it out, and here is maybe, possibly, hopefully the stability that they want and need. If they can slow it down, they've got the score advantage, so if they can spread the floor advantage, and then maybe get at a bit bigger scoring advantage just by the slow workup we've seen, even from some of the teams on the stream earlier on. The aforementioned Phoenix, for instance, and Full Metal Jacket, and had Wombo Combo as well. A lot of teams impressing for sure, with just their ability to make those passing plays, to work it up the floor, trying to work in a score. There's Jake. Now going up by 4 points here for Meta. 6-2, still a couple minutes remaining in round one. Wizard Walnut 272 saying hi, well, hi right back to you. Welcome to this chat and stream and game and all of the above. Continuing here in the first round, this is our first of 3 matches on this block for the night. And at the moment, no one in the goal to block that shot. It's Jake, back to back from the front that time. 8-2. 1 minute 20 remaining as this first round does continue to wind to a close. And a much better buffer here for Meta than they had just a minute ago. Getting some of those just, again, consecutive goals. It's going to make them feel good going into these final couple minutes. Well, final minute, really. And Novice, with a pass over to that side wall. A little too far outside the reach, so the goalie for Meta here will dive out and well within his reach to try and get a clear now. That said, Novus does retain it as once more those tunnel pileups kind of form. You see the attempted, nice delivery actually. Great pass in fact, but even better stun. But the recovery from Ben Crazier. Giving a little wave to the crowd and maybe to his teammates there. Very proud of that rebound and shot, and he should be. That was a really good goal off of what otherwise it was a big scramble. But 25 seconds remaining here. And it will be that first round victory nonetheless, coming the way of Meta. But still, they do have an opportunity to score once more for Fierce Kittens. Build yet more momentum going into round 2 if they can. And past the reach of 2 different players in that midfield. Well, 3 really, as one more stack, and that will conclude this round. First round 8-4. Favoring the Meta crew over in blue. So taking a look at the score sheet here. And it was 6 points from Jake. Had some good offense going there to recover and collect. And Wentel as well with the 2 points, a steal, 7 stuns, and a lot of good midfield play was all over that disc, especially in the earlier half of that round. We had Caden with the 2 saves and 25 stuns, very nice. And then Reese with the 2 assists, 1 save, and 5 stuns. That save of his was pretty nice as well. So over to the side here of Fierce Kittens. It was a Sugar Fluff with a save and 6 stuns. We had Inky with 18 stuns. Novus with 1 assist, 1 save, 4 steals. Very, very active on the defensive end. And 19 stuns. Ben Crazier with 4 points, 1 save, 1 steal, 2 stuns. All right, so second round about to be underway here. And let's see what happens, shall we? First joust going to be, well, gotten first, or at least tapped first by Fierce Kittens. See if they can actually collect it, though. They do. So they have a look, a soft pass, but from above, not able to gauge where that disc was, unfortunately. So we'll be right back instead to the hands of Caden and co. The goal left open now as the rebound does come out from Jake over there in the pocket, and Jake as well as 2 other teammates all in that same area, just finding Caden separate from the pack, trying to pack in 1 goal, but couldn't do just that. So rebound now, a steal from Novus. Novus going for that clear, but intercepted by Reese, and now he's going to work it up the floor with Novus all nearby. Good recognition on the passing. Caden going to the barrier, right to Wenzel, but too low on that one, trying to shoot it perhaps on the goalie's feet. Try and avoid the hands. Always a good idea, but always pressing those margins for error when you try for that, definitely. But defense is just too good these days. You definitely will see them. If you throw it anywhere near their bodies or their hands, they're going to be able to catch that a lot of the time. I mean, just like that one, even at the midline, it's Caden looking for the angle, but just throws it right down middle, and Sugar Fluff is there for the retrieval. So maybe had some time to work with, no time to work with on that shot, so just gets it off and will be dinged, but the second one will ring true for Wenzel, and there's the first 2 in round 2 for Team Blue. All right, so on this joust, ooh, big stack, and the shot coming in hot from Meta. That was a Caden with that grab, and Jake ended up getting the disc and just gently tossing it in as he faded away. So whereas it took about a minute and a half or so just to get that first goal of round 2, the second one coming in mighty quickly. Thanks to that, well, mighty quick stack. There it is again. That said, some good passing from Fierce Kittens, able to dodge and evade and maneuver all around those stacks. Now the question is if they can actually get back and collect it. That will be the difficulty. There's one of those pile-ups forming, everyone converging on each other and going from below to above off the backboard. And Novus gonna love himself that first score here for Fierce Kittens. Nice touch off that backboard. All right, so right back within a 2-point game, and on the offensive joust for the first time in round 2, it's going to be Meta. Meta working it up that floor. The back line being bothered. There are a lot of stunts you can see way deep there in the background kind of going off, and these players really held back and slowed down quite a bit. So for Meta, as their players do rejoin them, trying to take advantage, but just kind of rolling right in, walking it right into the face of the defensive teeth. A few different players, so definitely was going to be risky. A shot just as well, a bit risky on the goalie there. That said, rebounding it, Caden, and he's going to sling it right back, so good comms and understanding of where the reset does need to go. Now, that reset will just get right into the hands of Fierce Kittens. They can't get a clear, at least not initially. The second attempt, though, perhaps they will. It's Novus there. There's 2 defenders inside that tunnel trying to cut off the lanes. So Novus is just going to try and fling it off that sidewall. So very nice awareness from Novus to at least recognize he couldn't throw it straight down center, just trying to softly place it off the wall and maybe give his teammates a little bit of time to accommodate and get that disc back. Now, that said, Inky does get the disc back here, faces a little bit out of existence, but he's back. The pass is right up, but Jake with a grab and slings it right through the left tunnel now on a pretty good clear here. Now, we'll sling right near that zone, that orange 2-point zone. But it will be that recovery, then a quick slap. And kind of in those situations, definitely with the defense for Fierce Kittens that is kind of retreating, got to imagine the back pass would have been a very good and viable option. But you know what? Same case kind of there as well. That was some good brawling for sure from Inky. But definitely those things you want to see from these teams, these rookie teams, as they get more and more of that team chemistry going on. And you can see a little bit coming in from Meta. They've been doing a pretty good job of it all in all. And they're doing it again right here. You can see that, when they're crowded too much in the front line, they're going for the back pass oftentimes. And that's a very tough angle, but nice job from Caden. Tangling with two different defenders, one in goal and one right near his body. Now they're up 6-2. So nice work. You saw, I think, on 2 or 3 different occasions there in that last sequence for Meta. They got the disc back. It was a little bit clustered up front. So what did they do? Instead of forcing the much tougher shot into a contested goal or into a contested bubble area over here, they backed it out. Now that said, going to whirl around, doesn't need to back it out, just need to spin and shoot and get it in. And it's 8-2 off a score again for Meta here, pulling ahead in this latter half now. About 4 minutes, a little bit above that going in, or left on the clock. But on the joust advantage here, see what Fierce Kittens trying to do. They're certainly fierce, we'll give them that much. Going heavy on the brawls. A nice stun there from Sugar Fluff and able to get the pass to Inky. So nice passing. Very nice passing, in fact, from Fierce Kittens. Trying to avoid, but could not do so. A stun, however, back and forth from both teams will knock this disc loose all over the place. Pretty much 50-50 on who actually wins out in this one and who gets the disc back. But that was really nice passing from Fierce Kittens, just kind of on that last drive there, contested too hard by the defense. And as I was kind of mentioning, those are the cases really specifically where a back pass, a reset would have been very, very handy for the Fierce Kittens team. Because otherwise, those passes were straight on. They were really, really beautiful and accurate. And everyone who knows me and hears me cast knows that I love the passes. Most satisfying thing in the game. In my opinion, whenever you get those sweet passes, the team play, you make your teammates' lives easier on the shots, things like that. Now, over here on the boost, lightly, it will be taken by Novus right back again and again, and he does get the goal after all. About 4 different grabs and grab backs in that sequence, but Novus doing a great job to capitalize, not give up on the play, and get themselves the 2 points. So it worked out very nicely. Now back on the offensive joust here for Meta at the point advantage, just the same. A bit strong on the rollout. Will actually maybe not. I take it back because Wenzel, well, he took it back. Now a lot of defense interrupting. A very dangerous maneuvering here coming in. And unable to convert on any shots, but that would have been quite the highlight if he somehow managed to get that first one in. The second one, though, is good for 3. Coming hot from Jake just before the defense was able to turn around. And Meta, they're turning this around into a very effective second round. 11-4, approaching the last couple minutes here. And again, for those joining us immediately following this match, this opening match in the stream, for kind of the evening section of games, I suppose. We do have more on the way. Next up in about 5 minutes or so, 4 or 5 minutes, will be Technique versus Invictus on this channel as well. So stay tuned for that as these final couple minutes come to a close in round 2 here. And then immediately following this next match, so in about half an hour from now, give or take, we'll have the Irregulars versus Ice Cold on this channel as well. So all these matches back to back. So wherever you are, whenever you're joining us, thanks for doing so as Caden tries to convert on a rebounded play. But look at the save, the stuff from Sugar Fluff yet again. The very, very timely defense showing a few opportunities there on a couple different occasions, just for some really nice saves. Now, that said, Novus trying to save the day with a big, timely 3-point hit. So, I could have spoke too soon. And these are one of the cases where, the time is running down. It's going to be tough. They need to score twice here from Fierce Kittens to make a comeback. It's possible. And these are the cases where I'd love to be a commentator's curse and see a third round, as always. Really, goal here for Caden and his team of Meta. Just need to keep control. And right here, even in this situation, they don't need to score necessarily. They just need to control the disc. So there you go, Caden with the disc. at this juncture. Bold moves, daring coming through, but now the time winding down. One more shot, but Sugar Fluff, some more sweet, sweet saves, and again Sugar Fluff. That is the stuff, and you love to see it, even though it will be a victory here for Meta's side. Sugar Fluff contributing some fantastic defensive plays all across these 2 rounds. And even one more grab in the goal there, gently, why not? 11-7, however, in these 2 rounds will conclude it. Meta taking the game, but Fierce Kittens sticking right in it, and definitely some good highlights all around. And things to build upon for Fierce Kittens, making this one close. You know, some timely goals there from Novus, some good saves from Sugar. A lot of good stuff coming on in. But credit to Meta. They play just a little bit more meta, I think, true to their name, utilizing some good passes and back passes, resets, patience, all those good, you know, buzz phrases, fluff phrases, why not, that I go for sometimes. But yeah, they really did a good job of just kind of overall keeping a little bit more control there, and you know, finding those better opportunities on offense. You can kind of see it there on the scoreboard and on the team stats on the far right and far left there, where it's 66% of the shots taken by Meta and 80% of the assists in this game were coming from Meta. So just those slight little edges definitely will buy you more victories over a period of time. Yeah, ignore the 5th player you see there on one of the slides. That just occurs when there's, you know, one person in there before the match starts and they left. But you know, the API does tend to pull them in with the rest of the players. Now, we do have the next match coming up really quickly, so can't dally too long here. But there's your scores, and we will be back with Invictus versus Technique coming up next, so stay tuned for that. Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to VR Master League. Here, our second match of this stream, about to get started here mighty soon. It will be Technique facing off against Invictus. So, Technique, one of the 100+ rookie teams coming into the league here in Season 2. for Invictus, a returning team from VRML Season 1. So good to see them back in the mix. We saw briefly there Princess AG in the game. One of the roster players, captains, and what have you, but will not be playing, it would seem. I know Princess, obviously one of our league moderators, always active and on top of things there, so we'll be seeing, I suppose, let's see, Philibus, I imagine. Either that or a substitute coming in as the fourth for Invictus. So we'll see how that goes in the next few minutes. Hopefully get started pretty soon. But all the meanwhile, hello again to Twitch chat. Welcome back. Now let's see. Sneaky Evil. The games are indeed on. See G-Dog in there. K-Lob again. Sweet Mom 7 earlier saying meta is awesome and great commentating. Well, thank you. That's very sweet, Mom. Not my mom, perhaps, but still sweet. Thank you for tuning in and for watching and for the compliments. Omen Hollow in there. Saying, if my ping wasn't bad, I'd be playing right now. I was trying to think of a more clever replacement, but I drew a blank. So, anyway. See Inky there in the chat as well. We just saw Inky. Unless it was a different Inky. I mean, this one in Twitch is an Inky. The one in the game earlier was just Inky. So I don't know, maybe an evil twin. But otherwise, oh, Philibus just came in. Good to see. Happy to see that. So they should be, I imagine, starting mighty soon. So indeed, we got our full four on full force for both of these two teams. Princess saying probably could play, I imagine, but we got a rostered sub for me instead. He's a good player, so I'm happy about it. Well, Princess always, again, I mean, heading the mod team really and doing a lot of great work there. Trying to captain Invictus here. At the same time, a lot of work for sure, but doing a good job of it. Sneaky as well, one of our other moderators, league moderators in there, so good to see the mod presence. Always omnipresent and effervescent. These adolescents. Anyway, I appreciate you guys, though. Thanks for joining. Although, isn't it, Sneaky, is it your birthday sometime soon or something? I heard it somewhere. Maybe it was on your stream the other day. I'm not sure. In any case. Sneaky saying, do I have a fan running? Not anymore. Listen to this real quick. Just real quick. Click. You hear those clicks? That is the sound of my sanity and my physical health dying as I turn off my AC. I hope you heard it. Because I'll be herding really soon. Arizona. Alright, so I'm not sure what we're waiting on right now. The teams were told they can start. I mean, we have all the players involved here. Okay, there we go. There we go. We got the readies up. So, again, follow... Well, one ready up at least. But we got the other match on this stream starting in approximately 24 minutes. Maybe a little longer, depending if this goes to 2 or 3 rounds. Or even if it does go the 2 rounds. It just depends. But ideally, we won't be delayed too long. It will be the irregulars and ice cold following this one. Then there will be a short break before there is one more cast happening at 7 Pacific time, or 10 p.m. Eastern time, which will be Ignite versus Anomaly. And that will be ending the night in another hour and a half from now, just about. See Omen in there saying, sorry, Palidore, my router went stupid this morning. My download speed was 300 megabits per second. Today it's 2. Sounds like what happened to me. Pretty rough. Pretty rough. That was why I couldn't stream a lot last week. From Saturday through, I think, Wednesday-ish. I had my upload speed just tanked completely, so that's why I couldn't stream, and for that matter, I couldn't even cast. For the first couple days, it was so bad, it was below 1. But we're starting off this round here, and we're trying to, well, let's see what they do here. Filibust coming in as that rostered member, and recognize Filibust, of course, from Season 1, just the same as all of these players here over on Invictus, over on the blue side. They're going to go for that goal, and it's going to be Swagger Nuts getting it kicked off mighty quickly, 19 seconds into the clock. And there's the goal. Inky also with some cheers in there for the good commentary. Well, thank you. Cheers to you. I'll give you 5 bits right back, or at least a high five for being a great Twitch chatter for these last 5 minutes. You get a bit per message. That's the going rate. But yes, thank you for the contribution, and thank you for watching as Swagger watches the open goal. Just invite him in. There's 3 points. Sneaky saying no, it was not his birthday. Well, whatever. Maybe I heard wrong. I probably did. I didn't say, not that it was your birthday today, but maybe your birthday soon. It is my birthday soon. Now, as far as what day that is, you'll never know. Then again, maybe you will. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff on me on the internet now. My full name out there. That's okay. I've got nothing to hide. Famous last words. No Doxerino. But over here into the midfield, we'll be slung back out here by Purple. Quantum trying to take it back. Quantum again, but getting attacked there by Purple. So Purple with a partial clear. Partial Purple. And looking for a grab. Cyanide and Swagger trying to get that, but instead will be a Quantum Realm. Trying to use his quantum mechanics to find a clear. Does so successfully eventually on that bounce. Now, there's a bunch of stacks coming in with some fire beneath them, putting a lot of pedal to that metal, as Quantum Realm yet again retains, but has it stolen there by Cyanide. So Cyanide trying for a bit of an anchored clear of sorts, looking for the boost now. A couple players getting there. It's a 2-on-2 near that goal. Now maybe unfolding as all the defense does retreat, trying to sling it to the opposite side of the wall, going to be bouncing off and crabbing all over for the grabs. Looking a little bit like Ryan from Joker. It was Quantum, but nonetheless gone through to the other end here. Will be taken right back by Swagger. So Swagger to the other end now. Cyanide getting that disc, receiving it, and dunking it home. And there's a 7-0 on the scoreboard. Invictus pulling ahead a bit here in the first. Inky saying the VOD. What VOD now? You distracted me from my nice camera angle. I didn't even get to go through the tunnel like I usually do. All your fault. Just kidding. The VOD for like the stream, or are we talking about something else? I probably shouldn't pay attention to Twitch conversation while I'm doing this. It's very not conducive to actually paying attention to camera work. Sometimes. Can't help it though. I love you guys too much. Until you guys get weird, then I don't know. Sometimes you get weird. But I mostly love you guys, and right in there, loving the shot, Swagger Nuts! Right back into the 3-point goal yet again. And again. It's 10 points here, Invictus doing a very well job. My grammar is not very well right now, apparently. This is what happens when Sneaky Evil makes me turn off my AC. You see, my vocabulary is going to start going into the gutter minute by minute as more and more bullets of sweat start dripping here. Welcome for that visual. Up here, Cyanide VR trying for that clear, just gets it obtained, instead intercepted by Quantum. He's really been doing a good job. Quantum has on just getting on that disc. Good reset here, backing it out now to Quantum. You have Kyle over on the shoulder, over on the nest as well. You have Purple. Really nice passing coming in from Technique. I like what I'm seeing here. Now just missing that one as I Caster's Curse it just a slight bit. But some good brawls coming in from Quantum, but still sailing in to save the day was Swagger. And getting some grabs off as well. Cyanide in his stride. Cannot find the right side, but will bounce off here off the slap and taken right back as it's tapped into the wedge. And getting it back, it's Kyle. Kyle has a clear, gets it right on through. Swagger and Filibust looking for a clear and boost, perhaps, is their secondary stack now all the way in the back line. available there for the reset if they want it, then they might, but managing to kind of squirm away finally was Swagger. So Swagger gets the disc back here, is going to be contested in that tunnel by Mr. and Mrs. Tejada. Mr. and Mrs. Tejada. And King Crispy with the disc, with the disky. This is all Sneaky's fault. My words are not good. Quantum Realm with the disc. He's been pretty good on the defensive end. Some more crawling and crab walking going on the floor there. Reminiscent of Echo Combat almost. But Purple Mikey has it stolen here by Swagger off that punch. Good stun from Swagger. And all the meanwhile, just overshooting that disc and maybe knocking it off each other. Couldn't quite tell. There was some occlusion there from that barrier, or from that Geo rather. Words as King Crispy goes deep to Kyle, and Kyle will right back. And so they're just playing some catch with each other, these two teams. You gotta love that kind of camaraderie despite the fact that they're on opposite sides. Nonetheless, Quantum Realm going to that opposite side, getting a clear into the tunnel where Kyle does await it. And now Kyle gets the disc. He'll have that reset opportunity, going for it and getting it over to Purple Mikey. So I do like the control and the ideas. Again, it's, you know, mechanically some of these passes maybe straying a little far beyond the reach, but they are doing the right things here on technique. Which, again, when it comes to the mechanics end of things, you know, accuracy on passes or shots and what have you, those just come with muscle memory and with time and things like that. But when you see these rookie teams able to at least do the right thing, even if it doesn't always produce the results you want at first, that's still a very positive sign. You can see here, I mean, for Invictus, you know, they've been a team who's just been, since their entry in the first season there of VRML, they've been coming along and growing in that regard. Same type of thing. You see it month after month, week after week, season after season, where these teams just get better and better with the chemistry to get them that offensive cheddar. Now right there, well, could have done a little bit better, but gonna try and get the disc right back on the outside of the edge. Will get there for Quantum instead, but in the midfield, King Crispy, and now over to Swagger. So Swagger taking it away, looking for the play down below the bubble, offering that cross pass, crossing on over, two-man game, 2-point shot, 12-0 for Invictus. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm taking a drink of my non-sponsored drink that I have here right next to me. For those who watch enough of these streams, you know what drink it is. I should clarify, carbonated beverage. Delicious. That's the one, Sneaky, that's the one. One day. That is, I have a lot of goals here with VRML. At the top of the mountain is getting another Echoland. But on a personal note, getting a sponsorship from the Pep for myself. Filibust here trying to go. Oh, look at that handoff. Nicely done. Swagger will capitalize, but gift wrapped that from Filibust. At least I'm pretty sure. I'm going to take a look at this replay. I'm pretty sure that was purposeful. Yeah, so making sure it wasn't just accidentally butted out or something. But very, very nice assist there. And now Swagger, as Princess points out, the 19 meters on the shot, meters per second, and coming in at much hotter than 19 meters per second just on the boost. And up top it goes to the ceiling here, where it will be recovered by Filibust. Just kidding. Will be recovered by Kyle. Not kidding. Over here to the back end and taken back by Crispy. So Tejada there had the disc momentarily, but not long enough. Swagger Nuts trying to go for that nice passing play and does get it to go. Now, Purple Mikey looked like it slipped in right off the noggin there, perhaps. So credit will still ultimately go to Invictus on the points, but yeah, good deliveries and just great passing play. Like I said, Invictus is definitely one of those teams who continue to grow stronger and stronger in that team play and over time, and that applies to so many. It's fun watching the teams who do stick. Wow, I should not have drank that Dr. Pepper. If you're wondering why I'm pausing so much this last 30 seconds, I'm constantly having to not belch on stream. Bad idea, but still, sponsor me. Anyway, Swagger Nuts going for it. Oh, look at that passing play to Cyanide in the backboard area. Wonderful job on the passes. That's 18 points. Great job. All right, and our mods covering the questions there. Much appreciated on the VODs. And yeah, you can just go to the videos tab or just add slash videos to the end of that link on the stream, and you can find the VODs in no time, as that shot will be taken here. All right, so first round, 18 points favoring Invictus. And just, yeah, really piling it on. I think it's still such a misleading score, though, and I know I saw Twitch chat alluding to that a bit, but it's absolutely true. You know, for Invictus, I mean, they're coming in here with the greater experience level. You know, more time together as a team, more chemistry able to develop because of that. As Princess does indeed make a little cameo on the scoreboard there, since she was in the arena prior to the match starting. So, don't mind Princess not putting up any stats. Shame. Shame. But, yeah, a very nice job from Invictus on that one. 6 points is Cyanide, and 1 assist, 14 stuns. He had Swagger with 10 strong points, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 8 stuns. Filibus with 3 assists and 21 strong stuns. King Crispy with a 1 stun there. Over on Technique, it was 1 steal, 7 stuns for Kyle. Tejada with 8 stuns. He had Purple Mikey with 2 saves, 3 stuns, and Quantum with a save, 2 steals, and 4 stuns. But as I was saying, just as we got into the score screen and such, the score is still very misleading, I think. I mean, yeah, Invictus won that decisively, but Technique was showing indeed good technique. They were showing the willingness to pass. They were looking for the right moves. There wasn't, you know, anything inherently wrong with a lot of what they were doing. So I think it just comes a little bit down to experience level. That said, I would not be surprised to see a bit of a closer round here if they can get a little bit of the execution going on just some of these final passes as they do try and work their offense in. That's kind of where it's going a little bit wrong. But you can see right there, I mean, Technique, really nice positioning for sure. I mean, able to get the rebound, the intercept that is, having it stolen, and this is just kind of where the trouble starts inside the bubble. And this is where, you know, for Invictus, they're going to try and get it started hot, but will be grabbed here by Swagger, and the defense, 3 of them at least getting back to the goal, 3 of them diving out, and well, 3 of them getting the disc back as they do get the clear. Bit bold on that one. Dangerous having all 3 dive out like that, but it still worked out. Now the shot will be rebounded here by Filibus. Filibus losing the handles really quickly, enabling the defense to recover. For how long, who knows, as that nice punch goes out from Technique. So strong defense once and twice from Technique, playing very well on the brawling end. This is exactly what we were talking about when we say that the score was a bit misleading. Technique playing very well, very, very well, in fact, as Purple Mikey. And oh, mighty was that save. Now backboard play, unable to go. So right now, Invictus being very, very bothered by the defense here from Technique. Gotta say, got a soft spot for Technique, if nothing else, because of their name scheme. Reminds me of a team that I used to play on, as Swagger will continue to play on for the goals. That's 2 points for Invictus here in the second round. Took a minute and a half, but he got it eventually. Also saw VR Jersey a little while back stopping in. Welcome to the stream. Or, well, if you're still around. If you're not, I guess, welcome and goodbye. Didn't expect to see that name here at this time of, well, night for you guys, especially. The early AM hours, I think, at this point, yeah? Or at least approaching as that shot, just approaching the goal. Princess giving full credit there to Mikey on the save. Meanwhile, for Tejada, just trying to maneuver around, but very risky. A little bit too much dancing on the floor. Will lose it out. But Quantum will get the disc right back. And just sling it over to the logo, ultimately. The rad logo there at the bottom. Meanwhile, a stun, though, from Kyle. So lining up the shot. One of the rare opportunities at a open goal and couldn't convert. Unfortunately, could have given them that 1-point lead. So continues on the theme, the running theme that we are going with, just saying how Technique has been playing pretty well. They've gotten some, you know, good opportunities. Unfortunately, the offense not able to convert on some of these shots, and they are being stifled a decent amount here by Invictus, but it's not as if it's just a shutout where they're never getting onto the blue side and they're not making any defensive plays. It's just, yeah, the offense not going through, Invictus pressuring pretty hard as well, and Let's see if this continues on. Still only a 2-point game there, and again, more good defense being played from the Orange folk on Technique. There's a good boost from Technique, and now maybe if they can leak out, they're going to have themselves a very neat 3. But the pass just off there and will be enough to delay and ultimately allow the defense to recover, but doesn't matter. Quantum, as he hovers there in the outer edge there, gets the disc to go 9 meters a second. That's Palidore speeds on that shot right there. But getting it in right in that upper corner of sorts of the goal, and there you go, just like that. It's a 2-point game, or a 2-point tie, but also game. This is your fault, Sneaky. Okay, so Filibus with the disc looking over there and gets to Swagger without a care in the world, even though there were defenders right up in his face. Off to Filibus, who's trying to avoid getting punched in the face, and he does get, well, punched, but he at least gets the disc loose. In the midfield, though, King Crispy there, trying to retain and deliver that deep pass over the goalie, hot and bothered, and now the shot from Swagger continuing to go. So very good conviction from Invictus to really bother that goalie, run the interference, and then convert on the shot after that long assist from King. But a lot of players there for Invictus really contributing to the end result of that particular score. So, hi Tony, hello again. I know I say this every time, but I love your name because it's just, I can always say hi Tony. As at the moment, Filibus tries to say hi to the goal, but instead it goes bye-bye outside the bubble, right to Swagger's hands. Filibus waiting for the return to center, but no, it's just going to slide right back to Filibus, actually, after all, so I take it back. He'll dish it back, and right back on out is Quantum Realm. And bouncing all over the geometry, some quantum mathematics, I suppose, as King Crispy tries to retain that one. Now gets it to Filibus. Filibus immediately lighting up to Cyanide. Cyanide not quite getting the benefits of that toss, but getting the benefits of that one was King Crispy. King Crispy, though, being swung around by Quantum Realm. And now the lightest of boosts coming in from a pair of players here for a Technique. And as Swagger tries to retreat, they're going to get, oh, another narrow miss. Once more, that would have put them up by 1 point. Kind of a deja vu from earlier on in the round. But they'll luckily get the disc back here. So Kyle back at him. Now they're on the offense. Tejada trying to look for that, but maybe a little miscommunication. Chris, when they should have crossed. Still yet, though, they're going to cross over to the shoulder. And it's eventually to Quantum Realm. Dodges through, maneuvers, and now the score to tie it up 4-4 with 4 minutes left at that. And that is for real, for sure. And I am mighty happy to be casting a game and around this fun. And super impressed from what I'm seeing from Technique. I mean, look, talk about a blowout round in round 1, even though it was more, it was less lopsided than the game or the score might have indicated. 18-0 in round 1 for Invictus. The eye test said that Technique still had a really good chance to have a comeback second round and have a much more effective one. And thus far, I mean, to hold Invictus to only 4 points, and that's based off of defense. It wasn't just, missed plays, missed throws. Like right there, again, from Technique. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Now, that said, mid lane boost coming in from Filibus and Co. We'll get the disc right back for them. But yeah, a lot of these turnovers, I mean, they're predicated off of actual good pressure and defense. Again, really love the defense I'm seeing now. Quantum Realm with a punch. You can see they're right on top of Invictus. Every time they're going for these passes and every time they're working into the bubble, it seems like there's someone there. That said, that pass too high for the catch could have been a good look as Quantum Realm retains, sends it out the mid lane. And now the boost coming in through, maybe after all of these stacks, all these brawls, Quantum a good leech, but just the same, some good stuns coming out as Swagger Nuts does retain for his team. And now we're back into it, and 2:40 left. Lower scoring round, but at the same time, incredibly lit. Needless to say, this is just all over the place. This is fun to watch. It's fast-paced. It's frantic. I forgot that I'm dying because of this heat. At the moment there, Filibus trying to put in the heat with another shot. And there's 6-2 with 2:22. Even more of that symmetry left in the game. And we'll see what happens. I mean, I'd love to see a round 3 between these teams. Especially with just how this has gone. How often do you see a near mercy? I mean, it was 2 points away from a mercy in round 1 favoring Invictus. How often do you see a mercy or a near mercy turn into, you know, such a closer? Now, as I say that, commentators curse it, but it's a 9-4 lead now for Philip Bus. But still, yet, I mean, look, it took them to the final minute just to get half of their scoring output, or final 2 minutes to get half of their scoring output from round 1, and that is what I mean. Technique is looking really good. You know, it's just as often is the case too. We'll see how it plays out here, but experience does matter a ton, and when it comes to these late game situations, you tend to think it will favor the more experienced team in any division. But we'll see here. Right there, the almost goal inadvertently knocked on into the off of the stun, but a nice recovery here, and thanks to the fast boost from Invictus, able to now spread the floor a little bit, but even faster boost actually coming in from Technique, so nicely done. Has it snagged, stolen by Swag, and he is holding the disc not for too long, as will be retained by a couple players here. Kyle and Quantum coming away with it, trying to spread the floor and look for that pass and doing a little dubstep along the way. But no misstep, as it will go here to Cyanide. Cyanide finding Philibus up high and from the sky going down, but no, being grounded. And I'm a little bit confounded at what's going on there with some of these weird interactions. But nonetheless, 40 seconds left in this one. Cyanide with a disc looking up high to the ceiling, finding Swaggernuts in its stride and getting it by the defense, all draped on him. And there you go, 11-4 as we do approach this final, 30 seconds of the game. So pulling away in the end, but nonetheless, that was a tremendous effort, comeback effort from Technique to stay mentally engaged and to really stay close right up until the last, 90 seconds or so? 2 minutes maybe? I mean, it was very, very closely contested in that round, and really for back-to-back rounds, misleading on the scoreboard. But of course, full credit to Invictus. They just showed the great offensive devastation essentially across the rounds, and we're really able to start piling on more here towards the latter half of this round, and especially in that first one. But yeah, they will take away the victory, so 11-4 as I input the score. So just wait as I stall a little bit more and keep rhyming for some reason. I still blame Sneaky because he's a heathen. And one more second and I'll be to the score screen. All right, there, and I'm going to take a drink. Okay, and I'm back. So, off of that was a very fun match, fun second round. And definitely for those who maybe tuned in late or right here at the end, honestly worth watching and paying attention, especially here to Technique. Invictus, we again know them, kind of the common entity, the known names from the Season 1. But Technique, as a rookie team of players that I really don't recognize on the whole. I mean, obviously, like, Hollow is on the roster, didn't play today, but was in the Twitch chat. But, you know, for being that rookie team, they're a team to keep an eye on, I do think. They showed a lot of good things. That defense was insane, honestly, in that second round. They were absolutely all over it, so it was really fun to watch. But, and yeah, Invictus, congrats on the win, continuing to show just that propensity and that continued improvement with that great record and, you know, strong team chemistry with all those assists. Anyway, next match is set to start, well, basically now. So I'm going to go to a brief intermission and we'll be back on the other side. So you guys stay tuned, as we do have the Irregulars and Ice Cold coming up right quick. Okay, hello everybody, welcome back. Yes, they did find the sub-only range, so a little bit of, you know, the little, how do I phrase this? pre-match organizational jitters. Now, that didn't really roll off the tongue whatsoever, but that's kind of what it was. So just trying to figure out what exactly that they were doing in terms of servers, rosters, friends, all those other things. And, you know, it tends to happen from time to time to time with, you know, the newer teams, rookie teams and whatnot. Not the biggest issue in the world, especially since this one is the last match of this this particular stream block. We do have one more match following this one, not starting for another 50 minutes, about 51 minutes. So at the top of this coming hour, we'll have Ignite go into battle against Anomaly. So two known teams coming up next to end it on the night. Of course, Ignite known for, well, an awful lot of things, including just helping these casts out with some overlay things and API stuff over the recent weeks and months. But gotta love Ignite, always there at the top, and just doing good things around the community and as a team. Of course, Anomaly later on as well. Gonna be fun to see them and what roster they roll in with this time. They have that full 6-person roster with some recognizable names, but always kind of a little bit of an unknown on what to expect, at least on these first streams. But speaking of unknown and what to expect, or the lack thereof of expectations, I mean, we have, well, the Irregulars as well as Ice Cold here. Both these teams coming in for their first stream of the season. They've all played matches, but this will be their first stream, and good to get two unstreamed teams kind of knocked out in one go here, and get to know a little bit of, you know, what they're capable of, and just kind of see their style of play. Of course, we do have Newton Dad subbing in, who has been kind of a world famous substitute, at least here in North America, I should say, or the Americas division, because yeah, he's had, I don't even know what's the count. Someone keep me up to date. I see Newton in the chat. So what's the count these days? Because you already had like 10 at least in week 1 alone. But yeah, Newton Dad, the Rocks Titan of this season in terms of being just that kind of quintessential sub you just see everywhere, it seems like. Of course, Rocks on a team now with 0, but yeah, Season 1, that was kind of the case. Now, that said, over here on Hot on the case, maybe Ice Cold case, in fact, or not starting at all. Okay, so we're off into the races, but everyone kind of slow to get out of the tunnels. What's going to happen? Who knows? This is the last stream woes. I don't know. So figuring out that organizationally, what exactly is going on. I think what they might have been doing is still getting in a chat party, or you know, whether Discord or Oculus parties or something. I'm not really sure exactly, but could be coordination on that end. Meanwhile, the match has started, and yet it has not. And by the by, keep talking to Newton this whole time. Didn't actually thank you for the Tier 1 sub yet, so thank you very much for that. 3 months now, so thank you so much. In the clutch with the subscription. And while we're at it, also, thanks to Amazing Hippo a little while ago for the follow. As well as Mr. Clips, Snowy Blue, Woolen Drip. Gotta shout out those follows more too. I don't really do a good enough job of that. Alright, so I think we're starting again, so why not? Let's go. Round 1. Here we go. Taken first, and I see all the teams at least out of the tunnels, out of the catapult, and indeed. So false first start, but we're off to a much more legitimate second one here as Mr. Squeck with a disc gets it to Quispy, and over here back to Mr. Squeck with a disc, flipping, trying to turn into a goal, but rebounding and just the same, unable to convert on that one. So Quispy will launch off. Kind of curious here if I unmute this chat just to see if they are using pubcoms or not. Doesn't seem to be the case. Will be Beast with a goal. So Beast, very nice with the assist from Squeck, and there's the first 2-point check. National Agency joining in here, saying, hey boys, well hello, welcome to the stream. This will be our, this is our third of 3 matches. We just got finished with a pretty entertaining one there from Technique and Invictus, where it was a really good showing from Technique off you know, coming back in that second round to make it pretty close, but Invictus really just doing a good job to win on that end. Meanwhile, on this end, kind of freezing And if nothing else, well, they're still going to get the goal. A little bit of awkwardness in the interactions. Not sure if there was some ping involved, but they got the goal, and Inkling putting that one. So for the second time on stream, we've got an ink person in the match. So let's see, on this joust though, Beast with the disc. And Beast looking for, well, Quisp. He over on there on the mid lane. He's going to take this away. 8 minutes left. Now over to Mr. Squeck. Squeck looking for that cross. Very nicely to the nest and going to find that soft shot, but taken out of there by Z Nanny. So over to midfield, Boost. Nice regrabs from Squeck and Quispy. Able to get there first with plenty of time to spare just as well. All the meanwhile brawling out on the top there was Bob. But Beast with the disc, he's going to cross over. He has an option at the shoulder. He has bow tie. The positioning here from Ice Cold, pretty nice. Trying to maneuver in there and getting diced up by all that defense. However, too many players kind of in that general vicinity. So we'll go right back out here into the tunnel and slapped out by Zate. So Zate now over here to Inkling, that is. As it goes to the bottom ramp, taken now by Zate again, but he'll be stunned out by Quispy. Quispy going over to midfield. Newton Dad over there, retaining that disc. Will not find the hands of the intended target, however, so Mr. Squeck on the opposite side will get it back. And now over here to Beast. Beast, the open goal. Can he convert? Not quite, but rebound here coming in from the blue team. That is to say, Ice Cold. And Ice Cold trying to break this miniature drought that's unfolded with a good pass. I do like the decision-making we're seeing here from Ice Cold. They're definitely going to the right places on the passes, but a good save here from Inkling, having it stolen now, and finally finding the goal. It's Beast sucks. But he doesn't at all on that play. It's a good score from the Beast himself. And yeah, there's a little bit of weirdness going on. Indeed, some spikeage, it would seem. Majorly so. Hopefully that's not a factor that happens for too long of a time, or else that's definitely something that may need to get addressed. Very, very high ping spikes there going in. But nonetheless, to the bottom of the floor will be taken back here, grabbed by the Bobby X, trying to get a disc over on that pass over on the disc. Grammar. Over here to the tunnel where Beast retains, and there's two players all up in a line there trying to assault. Instead, it'll be Nanny, Z Nanny. With a clear, gets right through the wickets there. And now looking for some boost. So looks like first to the disc it will be Quispy. He has some time to spare, plenty of it in fact, as the midfield just being denied. But a good grab there by Inkling, and he has an inkling that he has an open goal. And that was correct. Inkling writing down the name and making that 4-point game. Which is to say, a 4-point tie. It's the second time I've done that tonight. I don't mean to say 4-point. I don't mean to say 4-point game. I mean to say tie, and then I don't. But nonetheless, it will be taken here off this joust by Beast. So Beast with a disc and looking over to this rollout, hitting the hands of Zate. Zateason, I want to say. Hopefully, I'm not getting that too wrong. But on the other end. Some boost coming through here. Quispy trying to wrangle that disc, and he does do so. Sorry, dude. Newton asking when did I enable BTTV? Did I? I don't know. I thought it was something else. Anyway, over here, Bob with a disc. Go over to the Beast. A steal, nice from Zate. And Zate looking for that clear. Will bounce all around, and anytime it does go to those upper corners, has a bit of a chance to go in. Of course, that one a little bit too much astray, but still looking in the right areas. All the meanwhile, Mr. Squeck with a disc. Meanwhile, the brawl's unfolding kind of positionally here. You can see the convergence of all the players piling up there. The Bob will take a shot, so will be rebounded there by Beast, and a shot once again off. They're getting some really good looks and overall making some nice passes. The long shot's not going in their favor. The jump and the shot certainly will, though. Mr. Squeck gets the 6 points for his team here. Ice Cold. Pulling ahead by 2, still 4 minutes left. There you go. FFZ says Swift. Also saw your DM. So if apparently my mic sounds grainy or something. If that's the case, I'm sorry. Does it sound worse than usual? I'll have to look at it another time. But over here, Quispy with a disc. Going to check on over. They have a barrier pass. They have the actually bow tie pass covered off. So that's some nice defense we're seeing from Irregulars. But all the meanwhile will be retained here. And, oh, there you go again. Irregulars with a disc. Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd just say it's Windows being silly again. Probably turning up my volume in the sound settings when I didn't mean for it to. It's done that a few times. Always quite annoying. Right here, though, trying to get a shot is Zayt and Zaytason. Grazing by. Gets the tie. And I'm going to check my sound before this next round. Between this next round, I suppose. We'll see. It always sounds grainy. Well, that's good to know. Shouldn't always sound grainy. Kind of depends also on, you know, sound will vary from streamer to streamer, but if it's always grainy, well, something is very, very wrong. But nonetheless, over here to Bob, and Bob gets it over to Squeck. Squeck has the cross pass available, and now might have a goal going for it. Kind of eyeing the pass, thinking maybe, just maybe, but no. No cross necessary. They're just going to get the goal, walk it right in for Squeck. So nice job. It's a 2-point game. Pretty competitive here. But yeah, I mean, as far as being too close, definitely shouldn't be the case in the sense that, you know, this mic is the same distance it always is. I'm pretty sure if it's weird, it's probably just something in the sound settings again. On Windows N, just screwing with things that I don't mean for it to. Now, Inkling phasing out of existence again. Luckily, it's not going to get a goal off of that. You always hate to see those ones go, but some issues definitely coming in ping-wise here, so would not be a surprise to kind of hear maybe Princess being called at some point. Then again, I know these teams are a bit newer, and there were some discussions going on in OpenCom, so I'm not even sure if they're aware that they can take care of the issue or not. Most teams certainly would. But nonetheless, will be taken here by Mr. Squeck, and it loses it out to Zayt. Only Rain's saying it's sandpapery, like, which is not really a good thing you wanted to mic, but saying it's radio-like, which is apparently somehow pleasing. Some ASMR, maybe. I don't know. Do I need to do just the radio voice again? We've already gone to that at times when it crashes. Can go old-time radio here as we get some more ping coming through. What's ping? I don't know, but they're going to get the disc back and try to look for a goal here. It's Bob with the sling over into the opposite end, but instead will sail to and fro as Mr. Squeck. He'll get the goal. 2 points coming in 10-6 now in this first round. So just about winding down, final minutes, and I will attempt to check my sound in between. We'll see. We'll see, we'll see. But yeah, I'm sure at this point, if we're not getting timeouts initiated and mods called, I can only assume it's because they're not really aware of the rules on that. Because, yeah, definitely some rough issues going on. You can kind of see it with regularity, but can you get a ping cam? Sure. You can go ping cam in Discord. Just kidding, don't do that. But if you do, say it was from Pally. But yes, I'll get you a look on that in a moment here as we do wind down this round. 6 seconds left. 5. Taking it is the Nanny, and then one more grab, but losing it out on the wall as I go into the spawn zone and see what we're going with there. There you go. There's your look. 10-6, favoring Ice Cold. So, I mean, despite the issues not affecting the outcome in this particular round in terms of Ice Cold's ability to win here, but still obviously not ideal at all. Pardon me, I almost forgot my score. But 10-6, and go to the score screen soon. And being that we haven't heard any comms otherwise, I mean, they just, yeah, it looks like they restarted, but they readied up again, which is, I'm not sure if they're just trying to take a tech timeout or what. Of course, you are allotted 5 minutes between rounds. It doesn't count as like a tech restart or timeout per se. Teams can, like if one of the teams happen to want to take 5 minutes between each round, that is indeed allotted. course, if there's ping issues, as the rules say, and Princess could correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, if you do need a replacement via sub because of ping issues, for instance, then you can take up to 15 minutes, of course. But again, that's presuming there is a sustained ping issue. They need a replacement. They need a sub, and then you get 15 minutes between the round and what have you, or when you take that time out. But yeah, no complaints, as Princess pointed out, and at least not to a moderator, and not affecting the results thus far. Of course, it's one of those tricky issues because say it affects the results in round 2, perhaps. Then that's when you get complaints as well sometimes. So it's a bit tricky. You know, if mods are not contacted, if timeouts are not initiated by players, and they're essentially agreeing that they will deal with the issues and whatever the results are. Whether or not they know the rules or not, and the fact that they can contact the mod, that's kind of, you know, up to them and the responsibility of each player, or at least the captains and such. So, you know, if they do choose to play on with it, that's essentially saying that, you know, we're okay with whatever happens. But yes, that is the case. So see, I know my rules sometimes.
Wait, what's happening?
Sometimes.
Inkling's restarting. Yeah, I think it's spiking.
So you can hear maybe in the open comms there that players chatting about it in the chat, talking about those ping spike issues. So they're aware, at least of the fact that there was some issues going on. Princess saying, "I got the rules right. Pally, good job." Hey, I broken clock or a broken door is right every once in a while. I don't know. So
If like somebody has like crazy.
I know most of the rules, most of them. I should probably know them all, but yeah, indeed, mod's just been very on top of writing and rewriting and just making sure everything is established and verified. Definitely one of the many reasons we compliment the mods so much at the end of the streams, just because they've been really on top of that and making sure all concerns are addressed at every opportunity. So at the moment, still just kind of awaiting the return of one of the players there off a restart. I think just trying to hopefully solve the ping issues, those intermittent jitters and judders and stutters.
I broke in the glass because I was sitting in the bathroom and I was drinking water because I was taking a fat dump and I was thirsty.
And as I say that, Inkling is back in the match. So hopefully taken care of on that issue. We'll see as we do get ready to hopefully start the second round. At the moment, just checking into the spawn area, and Inkling's ping's been fine so far, but now I'm seeing Bob's spike on the other side. So what can you do? Ideally, it's just going to be a temporary thing. I have noticed, and maybe I'm just imagining it, but it seems like when players do join matches, I tend to see multiple players oftentimes ping spike on that score screen, but it typically goes back down, you know, after a few seconds or whatever. So I'm not sure if that's really an issue or not, because I have noticed it somewhat regularly. Anyways, off to the second round here. 10 minutes on the clock. First round taken by Ice Cold. First joust with a flourish taken by Inkling and Co. Losing it briefly and now slapping it down to the bottom ramp, where it will be taken right back here by Quispy. And to the midfield, where Squeck is positioned out quite nicely. And just the same, a little bit of a dodge as it does get to the hands of Beast, and Beast finding the opportune goal. Converts on the 6-meter 2 to start this one off in round 2. Newton asking, how does Squeck push the disc so hard? I don't know, as a fellow player who never shot particularly fast shots in his Echo career, I can ask the same thing. Or are you just talking about in general, just pushing up on, like on defense and things like that? Either or, Beast will have the disc, the one-on-one, and does get the goal to go. Just hesitates ever so briefly. But yeah, I was never too much of a strong arm when I was playing competitive play actively. Now, I might exaggerate a little bit. I wasn't slow, but really, you know, you expect 13 through 16 shots from me, depending on how deep I was shooting that. So, I don't know. I'd be happy with 16-meter-a-second shots, really. I'm not an arm like the likes of some of the baseball players that are in the league. Saluna comes to mind. As Quispy Oh, finds a nice placement there on that goal. You can see he was floating up high. It looked like he was just going to sling it in, maybe right above the goalie or at the body, but instead planted it right below the hip. So that was a nice hit. See Nuclear Apple there in the chat, by the way, saying hi and hello indeed. You're in a car on a 3-hour trip. Well, have fun. Don't trip on your trip. Enjoy the Echo Arena gameplay. We do have one more match. Once again, starting in half an hour, will be a match between Ignite and Anomaly. So 2 teams with a lot of super talented players, well recognized from Season 1 of VRML. And in Ignite's case, well recognized from multiple seasons of multiple leagues across the last 3 years. But, you know, always a pleasure to watch them. And Quispy right here, he's going to get the disc right back for his team. Just maneuvering around fairly cleverly and not finding the backboard, but Inkling will find the disc. So going for the clear through the mid lane, and now needing to turn around and trying to find their boost if they can. So there's the boost, there's a regrab and a redirect, so nicely done here from the Irregulars. Now Zate will get the disc, but so will Quispy right back, and then retained by Newton Dad substituting, but having it stolen by Mr. Squeck. Trying to go for that deep throw into the goal. There was a goalie in there, so maybe luckily that shot was off because it at least allowed them to retain it for a moment. Another attempt deep here, so getting a little bit disarrayed and not able to find these passes will go to Squeck, but Squeck, you can see the pressure coming in and now finding a pass nicely over to the Pac-Man area. So Quispy taking the disc, has the players all positioned out once more, but unable to get rid of the disc in time, so nice from Zatison for the steal, for the clear, now needing to find their boost lest they give up the goal, and it looks like they will indeed get the boost, so will be actually stolen, so Zatison with a shot on the goal and gets it in for the first 2 points on this second round for them. The Irregulars now collecting some points, very nice, just swooping in with that steal. It looked like Ice Cold was there to collect it, but then suddenly got taken off guard by the steal, so nice job. And back here, 6 minutes left in round 2. So Beast with the disc here, launching off offensively on that joust for the first time in this second round. Finding that pack pass to Mr. Squeck, who gets crossed off the list by Newton there on the stun. Inkling now gets a clear, but will be Ice Cold getting the boost. So nice job from Ice Cold, just recognizing that once that disc is out of hand and not in their possession, they're finding their boost. They're trying to look around for their players. You can even see it right here. See, they lose the disc, and Quispy and Bob now at the midfield. They kind of linked up. Now, granted, they did lose each other off the Geo a little bit, but you can just see really prioritizing what they need to once that disc is kind of out of reach. And definitely stuff that you got to do in that midfield, lest you be taken advantage of with those open goals. Now, that said, a very bold shot, possibly ill-advised there, going just directly into the hands of the goalie. Definitely been into the favor of Ice Cold whenever they've gotten those cross or the back passes. That's really been to their benefit as that disc almost slides on in from that corner clear. Meanwhile, Bob, though, the running theme, or the flying theme, does continue of them just being able to get back to the disc first an awful lot of the time based off those long clears and then the stacks. And then another long heave into the bubble where there is defense awaiting. So as we do see from these teams, and as we always like to note and kind of help out and coach and stuff as the chemistry gets better, and as these as players get more used to the flow and the heat of competition here, just ever the more prioritizing those resets, those back passes where if you're bringing it into that bubble, or if it's getting cluttered, you want to have teammates positioned out, looking for those passes, anchoring down. That said, trying to anchor down for a shot, just going to be off as well, so it could have been a good goal to put them right within 1 point reach. But nonetheless, Mr. Squeck gets the disc right back, kind of stalls his momentum, and just enough to get that disc through. They're looking for a clear and maybe a boost. There it is. 2 players regrabbing there mighty quickly. It's Quispy eventually coming away with it and now getting the 8th point with a very effective boost down the floor. So nice job to take it down and pin it down for 8 points. There's less than 4 minutes left in this round. Newton saying you can hear your dad yelling "nice" right after goals in the other room. Kind of reminds me of fair enough in Duller Ranger as Quispy takes that shot attempt. And a second attempt, but nothing at the other end except air. And finding the outside now on the bottom of the ramp. But yes, kind of reminds me, Duller Ranger, fair enough. Another father-son combo there. Other way around, fair enough's the dad. Long-time player, experienced player, made it to multiple lands. Just saw them at OC6 last year, the both of them. But kind of the same thing, fair enough. Reminds me fondly of just a good save here from Nanny, so hold that thought real quick. But he would always be known for kind of the vocal exertion whenever he was playing. You could hear it in open comms a lot of the time, or when we were playing in private matches or things like that with Duller, he would note how he heard the fair in the other room all the time. So kind of funny, but also kind of cool how you get that dynamic with just the demographics of Echo Arena. You have, fathers, sons, grandparents, moms, dads. The whole 9 yards can be found here in Echo Arena at the competitive level. Always great to see. At the moment, it's Beast seeing that disc and sending it right down midfield. All the meanwhile, trying to take it right back, it will be Zinani for the Irregulars here as they go for that deep attempt. Will maybe have a chance at getting to the awaiting hands of the defenders. You can see them really bothering Mr. Squeck there. Two of the players for Irregulars really punching the lights out. But Bobby X with a disc going for an upper shot perhaps off that ceiling. But bouncing back to Inkling, and the hot potato does, in fact, continue. All the meanwhile, over to the side wall will be taken in a stride by Quispy. Quispy coming away with it, and back to the bottom ramp. Now it's trying to space out for these teammates, offer themselves opportunities. You gotta love the positioning, but again, right there, going for a long shot on the goalie, whereas, pass up to the shoulder, up to the barrier, or even a back pass if they had it available. Those are the big difference makers that you'll want to see for any team, to kind of take it to the next level over time. Really prioritizing that, but definitely not trying to take shots on uncontested goalies. Now that said, of course, I can bet that Ice Cold feeling pretty good since they do have the lead here. And not feeling too tremendously pressured to, play with that maybe same ferocity as they were earlier. And that is something that that does tend to happen, anytime teams get in leads and things like that. So they're going to continue to try brawling up top. Mr. Squeck, they've taken a lot of attempts at the goal here, and that one's going to be cut off, but then dunked in by Squeck. Just mentioned this in the cast an hour ago or so, right? We're seeing a lot of that happen where you get these great saves, and that was a great save. Just head on there in the goal for Irregulars, but it's just those put-back opportunities. It's tough. If you don't get rid of that disc fast enough when you're that pressured, then offenses are really getting used to being able to immediately grab that disc right back and just slam it in. But as this round, the second round, and this match does come to a close here, it will be a victory going the way in the sweep from Ice Cold. Looking for maybe one more Ice Cold goal softly, but no, just going to hold it out. So maybe some sportsmanship there being shown. And there you go. It's going to be that second round win. 10-2, matching the scoring output for Ice Cold from that first round as well. So 10 points in both as we make our way over to the score screen. All right, so taking a look at that, kind of holding the Irregulars there to a little bit less on the point side of things in round 2 while meeting their same scoring output for the second. It was Ice Cold, that sweep. It was 8 points apiece for both Beast and Squeck. 2 assists for both of them as well, so kind of mirroring each other on that end. But where Mr. Squeck kind of pulls away a little bit is with the 2 saves. But then again, 2 steals and 13 stuns, whereas with Beast, he had the 3 steals and 17 stuns, so really effective match from them. Quispy as well, though, can't deny the 4 points, 1 assist, 2 steals, 24 stuns, so leading the stun department in the game, actually, across both teams. Meanwhile, for the Bobbyaks, 1 assist there, 13 stuns. On the regular side of the floor, it was the 4 points apiece for Inkling and Zadison. I think more and more as that match went on, I got down how to say that name. Of course, I could be totally incorrect, and, well, wouldn't be a surprise either, but hopefully I'm right on. Zadison also got the 3 steals, 18 stuns. Meanwhile, Inkling had the 21 stuns. For Newton Dad coming in as the substitute, it was 1 steal and 23 stuns. And then Nanny, the 1 assist and 7 saves. So a lot of saves there. Granted, a few of them being thrown, shot from kind of outside, uncontested, that I talked about earlier in that second round. But still, 7 saves are 7 saves, and some great grabs indeed from Zinani. But yeah, that will conclude this match. Really just the persistence, if nothing else. The fact that the match was as close as it was, considering just the heavy advantage that Ice Cold had on the offensive end. I mean, look at that. 86% of assists. They had 79% of the shot attempts between the two teams. So really piling on the shots in volume. So the fact that it was that close, still kind of a good sign there for the irregulars. But, all right, so that will conclude this stream for the moment. Again, for those who want to join for that Anomaly and Ignite match, it will be coming up pretty soon here, another 21 minutes from now. Swift saying blame Ignite for what now? What can I blame Ignite for? I don't want to blame Ignite. Ignite's nice. I'm still wearing that Ignite shirt today, but it is now sweat-soaked, unfortunately. But here, while I'm still on stream, let me see. I forgot to check my settings between those 2 rounds on the sound, but let me check right quick. My window. Yep. Yep. Indeed, it was a case of Windows just being Windows and randomly deciding to adjust my mic volume. So let me see. Does it still sound grainy if I put it down over, say, right here? And yeah, I'll do that. And now let me raise my volume here a little bit. Well, whatever. Thanks, Windows, for doing the things that you do to me sometimes. A little bit annoying. Hopefully that fixes the radio voice for the next stream around, yeah? Yeah. Any case, that will be the stream, so we'll see you again in a little bit. 20 minutes from now. So I've been Palidore, that's been VRML. Be happy, healthy, safe, and good to each other. And I'll see you again real soon. And also good. I'm glad the mic's better. Thanks, Windows. All right, see ya. And Newton, I have no idea how to respond to that, so I won't. Bye.